And Then He Kissed Me, a Grandma Dotty sweet rom-com book 2. By Melinda Curtis. Prologue. Love wasn't built on proof. It was built on trust. Aubrey Summer believed this with all her heart. Love wasn't guaranteed by prenuptial agreements, like the one that kept her idiotic son Tim married to a woman he no longer loved. Love wasn't a scientific experiment that could be proven or predicted with surveys and box-checking attitude statements. Love required faith. And real love lasted a lifetime. More than 50 years ago, Dotty had fallen for a handsome man with a fabulous talent for kissing. It was a bonus that he also had a knack for making money. Ronald was everything Dotty could have asked for in a husband. When she'd been pregnant, he'd brought her diamonds and ice cream. When he'd gone through his midlife crisis, he'd traded in their Cadillac, not Dotty. Men like Ronald didn't come along every day. And that's why Dotty was worried her granddaughters weren't going to be as lucky in love as she'd been. Nobody met someone's gaze from across a crowded room and fell instantly in love anymore. Nowadays, when people went out, they cradled their cell phones rather than a lover's hand. They created advertisements for themselves on the internet and they wiped away potential dates, or swiped, Dotty could never remember which, without ever meeting them face to face. Why, even those granddaughters of Dotty's didn't take a man's interest at face value. They'd created something called the kissing test, a challenge to a man's feelings and fidelity. And since they were all beautiful and heiresses, the test was near impossible for a man to pass. Tests. When Dotty had kissed her husband half a century ago, it wasn't to prove something. It was to feel something. And now. Ronald had been gone a long time and each tick of Father Time's clock seemed to chip away at Dotty's memories and her sense of herself. She'd recently come to terms with her dementia diagnosis and the slew of pills doctors thought she should take. But pills weren't a cure. Dotty wanted to feel again. That is why a second chance at love, or at least one last passionate fling, was on Dotty's bucket list. But if she was going to dip her toe in the deep end of the love pool, she was taking her granddaughters with her, starting with Aubrey, who was taking Dotty as her +1 to a wedding instead of a man. Let the kissing begin.